In today's class, I will discuss with you about the basic concept of grid system or interconnected system. An interconnected power system covering a major portion of the country's territory or state is called the grid. The different grids may be interconnected through a transmission lines, which is called the tie lines, to develop a regional grid. When the different regional grids are interconnected, they developed a national grid. Now, here is a block diagram which indicates the power system network showing various types of voltage levels. So these are the generating station where different number of alternators are present, and we know alternators are connected in parallel and by the help of parallel operation and synchronizing system. Now we know our generating voltage is generally 11 kV. So these are the transformer which are called the power transformer, where the generated 11 kV is converted into either 132 kV or 220 kV or 400 kV as per requirement of the particular state or country or particular area. So this portion is the starting point of the transmission line, and this is called the transmission level. So in our country, different types of transmission voltage are present, like 132 kV, 220 kV, 400 kV, etc. From transmission line, there are two separate branches are passing through the area. One is the tie line to the other grids, because this generating station is connected to the grids, and grid is a network which is connected with different types of power plants. So this is a power plant, and this line is connected with the grid, and the other portion is passing to the very large consumers. So very large industrial consumers are their demand is 132 kV. So this line is directly connected with the large consumers. Now there is a transformer where the 132 kV or 220 kV or 400 kVs are converted into 66 kV step by step, and this region is called the sub transmission line, and this voltage is delivered to the portion of this voltage is delivered to the large consumers, and the voltage is directly stepped down by a step down transformer. These are the step down transformer, and after this transformer, the line is called the distribution line. Here is a substation which is called the distribution substation, and distribution lines are two part here. That is primary distribution, where the 66 kV is converted into 33 kV, and then the 33 kV is converted into 11 kV, and this line is connected to the industrial consumer, because in case of large scale industry, their required voltage is 11 kV, which is transmitted to the feeder. And we know distribution system has three parts, that is the feeder, distributor, and serviceman. Feeder is the starting part of the distributor, which has no tapping point, and we know current throughout the feeder is almost constant, so feeders are specified with their current rating. Next level of the feeder is called the distributor, which is passing through the roadside of a city or urban area, and distributors has different number of tapping points, and these tapping points are connected with the domestic line or industrial line directly. So the if the distributor is directly connected with the consumer's end, so the voltage throughout the distributor is almost constant. So distributors are generally specified with their voltage rating. Now the secondary distribution system, here the voltage is 400 volt, and this voltage is connected with the small consumer, like 3-phase supply and single phase supply. In case of 3-phase supply, the voltage is approximately 415 volt, and in case of single phase supply, the voltage is 230 volt in our country. Now this is the block diagram of a interconnected or grid system. This is the microgrid system or regional grid system or local grid system. When the feeder is energized by two or more than two number of alternator or generator, or generating station or substation is called the interconnected system. The figure below shows the interconnected system where the closed feeder path is A, B, C, D, and the two substations S1 and S2 are connected with the point C and D. These are the two substations. And distributors are connected to the points O, P, R and Q. So these are the interconnected system, where this is the interconnection or grid system, and this line is connected with the two number of, for this particular figure, this interconnected system or grid line is connected with the two different substation. That is the substation is the part of a particular generating station. So this line, so this network is connected with S1 and S2. S1 is the first power substation and S2 is the second substation. So two lines are connected with there, and there are different number of distributors that are connected with the interconnected system. So this is a distributor, and there is a transformer where voltage is adjusted to the distributor or domestic or industrial, for domestic and industrial consumers, and load are directly tapped from the distributor, and the network between the distributor to the consumer synergy meter is called the serviceman. So these are the serviceman or load line. So different types of distributor are there. The advantage of interconnected or grid system is that the total system is connected with the more than one number of power system. So here two number of power system is connected with here. One is S1 and another is S2. If one power system or one transmission system is failure, then other system provide the backup of this network. So no complete shutdown will be occurs in the system due to the help of interconnections. Now two or more generating stations are interconnected by the lines. The interconnection of generating station has the following advantages. First advantage, it enables the mutual transfer of the energy from the surplus zone of defect zone economically. Next advantage, lesser overall installation capacity to meet the peak demand. Next advantage, lesser standby reserve generating capacity. Next advantage, the size of the biggest unit is not related to the peak load of the individual system, but is relates to the peak load of the interconnected system. Thus, fewer but larger machines of greater efficiency are to be installed. Next advantage, it permits the generation of energy at the most efficient and cheapest way for every times. Next advantage, it reduced the capital cost, operating cost and the cost of the energy generated. Next advantage, if there is a major breakdown of the generating system or unit in the interconnected system, there is no interruption of the power supply. Similarly, when a machine is taken out of service for periodical maintenance or scheduled maintenance or inspection, the continuity of the supply is to be maintained. In other alternators that provide the other power systems provide the backup for the faulty section or the section which is in under maintenance condition. So these are the interconnected system. Now the analysis of the system is explained with the help of this diagram. When large load are to be supplied from two power stations, the power stations are required to be interconnected so that there is no overloading and the load are shared almost equally. Consider two power stations S1 and S2. So this is S1 and this is S2 supplying load current I1 and I2. So this is the load which is related with the two power station, and the current from the station S1 is the I1 This is called the first line, and the station and the current passing through the station S2 to the load is called the I2, and this is called the second line to the lines 1. The power stations are also interconnected by an interconnector. So these are the interconnector which is connected in between the two power stations, which carries a current denoted by capital I suffix small I. The transfer of power is taken place as shown in the arrow direction. Since the local loads are also connected to the power station S1 and S2, voltages of their buses have to be maintained constant at the same value as for the consumers at the load. In order to the both transmission lines 1 and 2 deliver equal power and the system operates at the same terminal voltage, it is necessary that the active components of the line current I1 and I2 are equal. In order that the total current in line I1 in line 1 and 2 be a minimum, it is necessary that they should have relative components are equal in order to end the each transmission line and in the interconnectors. The regulating equipment installed at the sending end of each transmission line and in the interconnector will look after the impedance drop of the transmission lines and the interconnectors.